This record is the property.
Waves hit the shores of Canterra with consistent beats. The seas here have always been this turbulent. It has always been cold. Yet, as it seemed like that day was like any other day in a millennium among many, something came through the high waves of the Eastern Ocean, traversing the cold, strong currents with ease. Unknown to anyone at the time, but this would mark the beginning of a new age. That this will change Ardell forever, destroying one of its greatest empires and exposing us to a far larger world than we could have ever imagined. When they first landed, we barely even noticed. The region they named Dalridge was deep in the wilderness of Istashai for us to care about it. When they began settling many new outposts along the coast of Tyrell and Dalridge, we turned a blind eye. They were only a few thousand. How much more trouble could they possibly cause? We thought ourselves. Then they vassalized Elril. This is when we finally began to pay attention. We realized that we had overlooked an emerging continental power. They were men. They called themselves Realmeon. We saw them as they slowly began to expand outwards, deep into Istashai. Within only decades, one settlement became 4, then 8, then more. Our emperor saw this opportunity and decided to take action, attacking a small fort far from Dalridge. One thing led to another and a war broke out. Then Alvandor fell. The eternal city burned, the jewel of the Ikarsaic Empire was gone. Something that our enemies tried to do for thousands of years only took them 2 years to achieve it. It was catastrophic. It was as if Olin herself has abandoned us, and I would know. I was there to witness it. It took Realmeon 80 years to take control of all of Canterra, turning it into their colony, sending more settlers into the land and stealing it. But they were not the only ones who came to Ardell. The Venetian merchants arrived in Canuparia, slowly taking over and destroying Sire culture. The Myrons introduced slavery to Ardell, enslaving the Second. The Westfaries launched a war of conquest against the greenskins of Middle Albion. And pioneer settlers killed the entire tribes of Hernon. When we came to protect Hernic tribes from the settlers, we raided them, we attacked and struck fear into their souls. But it didn't last. It became very clear that they do not take anything we hold secret important. And if given the chance, they would destroy everything. In the year 1399, the Eastern calendar, Realmeon declared war on Arcadia unprovoked. But the Emperor Tholianar II did not back down and proclaimed that Ardell needs to be protected and the tyranny of the Eastern men shall end with the retaking of Alvandor. Seven years of war. 7 years of consistent war. And we had lost. Blood, sweat and tears. All for nothing. Tholianar II signed the humiliating Treaty of Force and split Ardell into 2. From that point on, the Manhar Death Line was made, and 2 worlds were created, the colonies and our home. So many were displaced, others killed, and once safe places became violent hotspots. Magic, once our greatest gift and art in its own right, was banned from the colonies. Anyone found using it were dealt with. I know what I must do, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to see the day that Dalrich burns for its crimes, and I'm going to drive them back to the sea.